All right, what's up? I'm just jumping here real quick and I'm going to jump right back out because I know you're busy. Listen here. Should people who do not seek their God given rights, the rights that the Creator has given you, but, the, but they are stuck in chasing civil rights and human rights and constitutional rights and that privileges, you're stuck over there. Okay, so you in that situation. If you want to have a chance to defend against authoritarian rule, you need to stop trying to convince Joe Manchin and Kristen Sinema to vote for voting privileges. Because you know they're going to run that around and run around and bring you something raggedy back like they did the Build Back Better plan, and it's going to die. That's their purpose. They are there to kill it. So I would suggest to you, explain to the independents and the Republicans who are iffy about Donald Trump authoritarian rule, explain to them the possibility of their children not liking authoritarian rule. Explain to them once the ink is dried, once the pen is lifted and the ink is dry, is law. Once the Secretary of State is implanted and your children decide they want to change, it will not be able to happen. It just won't affect people of color. It started out racist, but in the end, it'll be about rich and poor. Authoritarian rule is about the rich and the poor. Color don't have anything to do with it anymore. So if you don't convince, you don't try to convince Sinema and Manchin, you convince the independents and the conservatives that's iffy, you convince them that if your children don't like it, you have sealed their faith. You sealed their fate. Sealed their fate. You got people that want to overturn a government, but they're not explaining to you. They stay far away from explaining to you what type of government they desire. You have to make them understand. The public understand. Not African Americans and Latinos. We see. We understand. Now go talk to independent white people. Go talk to conservative, iffy white people. Tell them, explain to them, get your speech writers, get your program writers to write up the speeches and the programs to explain to them that once the pen has been lifted and the ink dries, it's law for everybody. That Secretary of State tell your children and their children what is best for them. Their vote means nothing anymore. Not just my vote, not just the Latino vote, the Native Indian vote. Your vote is in the same category. At the moment you become disappointed, you will not be able to do anything about it unless you're willing to take up arms against an authoritarian military.